All right. So this should be working. We've had some serious, see, I got a Superman curl this morning going. Some serious issues with the technical difficulties, big time, with trying to get the regular camera working. Now we've got to use a webcam. So now I've got to share this out to a bunch of places and let people know that we are live here on YouTube. And yeah, hopefully you can you get this, you jump on, you can ask some questions about real estate and that sort of fun stuff. Let me just grab this link here, throw it out on the good old Twitter feed, and then we'll get this up on the good old Facebook too, and let people know that we are going live currently, and be here to answer any questions. Let me just type this up. How's your morning been, Jen, so far?
Pretty good. Chilly. Very chilly.
Yeah, we're supposed to get like 4 to 7 inches of snow tomorrow. I'm just trying to do this YouTube, Facebook post real quick. Things I got to figure out with this whole Facebook Live. This is very new to me. Or YouTube Live, Facebook Live seems a little bit easier, but we'll get this figured out. And put it in the stories, post that up there. All right, so that's it. That's the only places we're putting this. So yeah, so this morning we're live here at the office. We are talking real estate. We got some podcasts and videos that are going to be coming up in the next couple of days as soon as I get a chance to actually edit them. And if you want to jump into the chat, you can ask us a question in there. But until people start jumping on, we're just going to sit here and talk a little bit. I guess is the best way to put it. So yesterday on our podcast and video, we were talking the real estate market in Connecticut. So I might be a little redundant, but if somebody sees this and not our other videos, let's discuss the market. Do you want to do that?
Sure.
All right. Tell me about the market. What's going on in the market? You have it pulled up on your screen? Because I don't.
I have client details pulled up on my screen at the moment.
Okay. All right.
Following up on leads and questions that my clients have on homes that they've been reviewing online that I've been sending them in their email.
Okay. What are some of the questions you get asked on a regular basis as a realtor when it comes to the house?
It's usually more along the lines of things that only the owner can answer.
Okay.
But they'll ask questions, specific things about a home, and if I don't have the answer for the information that the listing agent put up with the home, we just get in contact with the listing agent, and I dig around for the details that my client is looking for.
Okay. So I actually had shown a house last night out in the Mansfield area, and it was a nice house, and it was kind of cool because a lot of uh things that you could do with the house. I'm trying to do two things at once here, and it doesn't really work. Should probably pull the camera back up. And so they're looking for some land because they have a construction or landscaping business, and so they need a place for all their equipment and stuff like that. But they're also looking down the future because they are younger, as a rental. And being that it was 4 miles from Yukon, it would have been a perfect rental if they were to purchase this, put maybe 5 to 10 grand in it because it does need a little rehab work here and there. But it was a decent spot for a rental. So sometimes it's not just a straight purchase when we work with people. Sometimes it actually is multi-folded, and I guess that's the best way to put it. So they might be buying their first home, but they're also looking at it as an investment property because it's not their forever home. So you can get into a lot of different situations when it comes with real estate, as far as the different people you deal with and the different types of properties you look at and stuff like that. Would you agree?
I do agree.
Okay. So what else you got going on with real estate right now? Fill us in. Let everybody know here that may be watching, may not be watching.
Maybe watching.
Maybe watching, not be watching. I don't know. It's hard for me to talk and do two
Well,
things at once.
right now, I'm looking at the listings that I have sent out to my clients to see what it is that they are interested in, following up with them to see if the homes that they've been viewing multiple times online and tagging as their favorites is something that they want to make an appointment to go see.
Okay.
So there's a lot of follow-up, and you have to stick to it.
Yes, there is a lot of follow up with real estate. All right, I'm just putting this in one more place that I normally post a lot, and that's in the and I totally just spelt morning wrong, but that's okay. They'll figure out what I mean. But yeah, so there is a lot of follow up with real estate. There is a lot of heartbreak in real estate sometimes. So I know that I've had clients that have really liked a certain property, and especially the last 2 years, it's been insane in the market. So not only were there multiple offers, there were multiple offers over asking, and it gets kind of crazy sometimes. So
Getting into that battle of who's gonna make the best offer, and there's really no way to know. You have to go with your gut. You have to go with the information that's available to you at hand when you put in an offer. Because I know a lot of my clients ask me, well, what do you think I should put in?
right.
And I can advise them on what a reasonable offer would be, but I can't really tell them.
We just gotta get you a little bit closer.
Cannot.
There you go. So the peeps can hear you. Yeah. That's something I get asked too is, well, what should I put, for an offer on this? And what I tell people is, well, it depends on how much you like the property. If this is going to be the it home for you, and you can usually tell when you walk into a house with somebody if they automatically like it, right? You can walk in and I really got to change my ringer on my phone. Hey, it's live video. Hold on a second. Go ahead, keep talking to the folks.
So while Aaron goes and searches for his phone, there's highs and lows to real estate. There's highs and lows to making offers. Again, we can't tell you what to put down. We can only advise you and move you in the right direction. But in the end, it has to be your choice. If you want to make the offer on a home, how much you want to put down. If you want to get into a bidding war, making sure that your financing is set to go, because when it falls through or is not, or you don't have all the information at hand needed to make an offer, it can be tough.
It can be stressful is what it can be. Sorry about my phone call there and my Christmas ringer. I still need to change that. But what I was saying about the when people ask you and your clients ask you what an offer is, it's weird because I'm looking at you in the camera, but I feel like I should be looking at your face when we're talking. And so one of the things with when clients ask you, what should I put in the home, and the offer price, and that's when I tell them, hey, listen, it really depends on how much you like the house. It's going to be your forever house, that sort of thing. And that was even more important over the last year because there were so many offers. And unfortunately, like a lot of people that were buying with like FHA loans weren't even getting accepted because of the amount of the inspections that are involved. And people were coming in with anywhere from 10 to 50 grand over asking, which is just insane.
Right. And with first-time home buyers, what a lot of people don't realize is that when you put an offer 40, 60, 10, whatever it may be over asking, it may not appraise at that value.
Right.
So if it doesn't appraise at that value, you have to be prepared to come up with the difference in cash. And if you're not, that deal may fall through.
Or the owner has to reduce their price.
Yes, which
but
a lot don't want to do.
Right. And they won't do, especially if they have somebody else that has the cash. So no offense to New Yorkers. We did have a lot of New Yorkers coming up over the last year, and a lot of them had the money where they could just come in and say, yeah, I'll give you the 20 grand cash over. I don't care what it appraises for. Now, I don't think that's necessarily the best way to go about it, because you could end up upside down in your house and you don't have the value there anymore. But it is something that does happen, sometimes with real estate transactions. So we have exactly 0 people watching us for our first live stream. That's pretty exciting.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, if I probably put this out there before 2 seconds beforehand, we might have 1 or 2 people. But I'm trying to think what else are some of the things that we deal with on a normal basis when it comes to real estate.
Putting in blind bids when things are in auction.
Oh yeah, I had somebody that wanted to look at a property and it was sight unseen, highest and best, and the house had a bunch of issues. And as first time home buyers, I say, don't do it, run away, go the other direction. But
I
that
had a
doesn't always
client
work.
recently that we went and looked at a house and it was bank owned. So we had to put in a blind bid online. And they kept asking me, is this the right amount? Do you think we should go higher? Do you think we should go lower? And the best thing that I could say was go with your gut. The home is listed, say at 30 grand because it was a major fixer upper and a lot of stuff needed to be done. And they were only asking 30. And my client ended up going in double over. And
Okay.
they even got outbid by that. But,
Wow.
they kept asking me, is there a way you can go in and see what the highest bid is? And even in a regular transaction, we can't do
Yeah,
that.
that's another question I get asked. Well, if we're putting in offers and it's multiple, especially the last 2 years, as it highest and best, what is the what's the highest and best offer? I said, well, the other agent's not going to disclose that to
Right.
us. It comes down to hopefully you're writing a strong offer. Maybe we waive inspections. Maybe we have a shorter inspection time. Maybe it's
You close early.
close earlier,
Yeah.
or you close later, depending on the seller's needs.
Yep.
Especially if they need to sell this house to buy something else. I mean, there's a lot to it, but it does come down to what you feel as the homeowner, as the buyer, that's you're comfortable with making an offer. Because again, like I always tell everybody, you're driving the bus, we're giving you like 15 different roads to go down. You just
Yep.
have to pick which one you're comfortable with.
And that's what I told them. I said, you have to go with a price that you're comfortable with, what you can, not only a comfortable offer, but you have to be comfortable with paying that monthly bill on that offer. If
Right.
they accept it, you have to be okay with what your monthly costs are going to be. You have to think about all the things that need to be fixed on the home. If it's a home that's clearly a fixer-upper and no other way around it.
Yeah.
And, these people decided that they weren't sure if they wanted to keep it as a personal home or because it was close to Yukon and Eastern, if they wanted to rent it out.
Yeah.
They had a lot of things that they were weighing back and forth and making them anxious about the offer. And then still in the end, someone else outbid them.
Yep. Like I tell everybody, just because you put in an offer and don't get too excited, don't go out and buy new furniture because that'll ruin the whole
Don't
credit
jinx it.
process. Yeah, don't jinx it, and don't tell anybody it's yours until you got the keys in the hand, because you could win a bid and we start going through the inspection process on a
Everything,
normal
yeah.
transaction, and then it just falls apart.
It could fall apart. It could work out for the better. You could end up making a better deal once you actually get down to it with the owners.
Yep.
Yeah, it could go either way in any direction, for better or for worse.
Yeah, that's true. Now, what about dealing with family members? This is always a fun one. Have you had any issues in the past with buyers, and they're younger and they're even older and they have a mother that doesn't like the place, the dad doesn't like it, or I've had a couple different scenarios where you're just like shaking your head like, who's buying this property? Is it
Right.
is it you or them?
I had a couple come in and they ended up bringing the husband ended up bringing in his parents, and they walked through the house with a fine-tooth comb after they already made an offer. Inspections already happened, and they just wanted to show them the place. And the negative comments coming from the parents did not help with their comfort level on putting in an offer on the house. And those are the kind of things that if someone asks you to go along, kind of beat around the bush with what your opinions are in the house, because again, you're not the one that's going to be living
Right.
there. You're not the one that's going to be putting in the work to get the place ready to make it your home.
Right.
So be nice with your comments and your opinions.
Yeah, and you're also not on the hook for monetary value of any sort. And
Right.
I've had a few like that where, a couple were looking for an investment property. I had others that were looking to get out of their house for the first time. And you walk through and you're like, okay, they like it. And then somebody comes in, whether it's an uncle or third cousin twice removed that they see every other Christmas. And they're like, this place is crap. Look at the screens are missing on two of the windows. The gutters haven't been cleaned. And you're like, we're looking at the whole picture here, not just certain aspects of it. Because unless you get a brand new build, and even then, there's still going to be things wrong with it. You're always going to have something
There's always going to be
wrong.
something that you're going to want to update or fix or
Fix.
change.
Yep.
So, yeah, if you go view a home with somebody and you're not the one purchasing the home, again, be nice with your opinions.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the one good thing I can say that's come from this whole pandemic over the last 2 years is that
we can only have the buyers.
Yeah,
with
you
us.
can
We
only
can't bring
have
a party
the
to a
people
showing.
on the contract that are signing their name, that are going to be giving the deposit check. So that
That's
made it a lot easier.
definitely an upside of COVID happening, and
Yeah.
you are only allowed to bring who you have a contract with.
Yep. And even then, if they have a lot of kids, it's just the parents. Like the
Yep.
kids got to stay outside, or the mother has to watch the kids. They can't come in. And it's not
They
like
take turns going in to look
Yeah.
at the house, or yeah.
Yep. Yeah. One parent goes in, then the next, because that, you get kids running around and you're like, you can't watch everybody at once. Or,
Well, then you can't pay attention to what you're actually there to do
Yep.
if you have to babysit. So.
Yeah. So let's see. What else can we talk about this morning? Still got a bunch of people watching us right now, which is awesome. Big fat goose egg. But that's to be expected the first time around. We, like I said, I fought with my one camera that we normally shoot all of our videos and real estate stuff with. And then we ended up using just a good old fashioned webcam. So we're probably at like 720. What do they call it? PI, DPI? I don't know. Anyways, we're like, the resolution is like 720. I don't know. I can't think this morning. I've only had 3 cups of coffee. And yeah, so I think we're gonna do these more often. This is kind of fun. And I think if we actually schedule them in advance and we kind of get this system
Let
down.
the folks know that there's going to be a video out there.
Yeah, because I've got this mixer board and it does stuff like that, which I don't even know if you guys heard that and if you watch this. So, we can have a lot of fun with it. But again,
I play with all our tools and toys.
Yeah, I don't know how much of this I actually know how to use. It's a work in progress. But I'm trying to think of what else. The market is changing. If you're concerned about the market or missing the firestorm that was a year ago, now is definitely a good time to list your home in Connecticut. We're still at 1.4 months worth of inventory, and there's still a large buyer's pool.
Yeah.
So once we're done with this, Jen will be on the phone calling expired listings and for sale by owners, because we have clients that we can't find homes for. So
yeah, I have at least 8 buyers that are struggling to find a home that speaks to them and something that they either want to invest in or live in.
Yeah.
It's slim pickings right now.
We also need a microwave in the office because my coffee is now cold and I have no way of heating it up.
Yeah, you can just pour it in the boiler.
Yeah, no, that's weird. Then it'd be boiled and scorched and no good. We need a cappuccino machine in here is what we need. So the market is changing. It's a great time to start thinking of the spring market and getting a head start. Don't wait till March to get your home ready to put on the market. Start doing stuff like that now. Hey, we've got one person watching. Thank you for watching and coming on and checking us out. Feel free to put your questions in the chat. If you have anything about real estate, be more than happy to answer those questions. And we will be doing these lives more often. Just scheduling them in advance. So when I was saying about the spring market coming up, you don't want to wait to the last minute, because you're going to have a flood of homes start hitting the market come end of March, beginning of April. So you want to start getting those repairs done inside now. You want to start getting painting done. Hey, we got 2 people watching us now. We're back down to 1. And then it's probably my mom. So, hey, Mom, thanks for watching. So you want to start getting those repairs done now, as opposed to waiting to the last minute, because contractors are going to start getting booked out. Painters are going to start getting booked out, and then work on the inside stuff. And then come the end of March, beginning of April, if you have any leftover cleanup from the fall, you can start doing that. as long as we don't get any like freak snowstorms here in New England, you should be pretty good. And then end of April, start hitting the garden beds and the mulch and stuff like that. And then, you'll be pretty good to go with your property. Uh,
Do we have a question?
Kip child care. I am no, that's really not a love the stream. Okay, great. I really don't know. Glenn, thanks. Do you have any real estate questions? I think that's a big shout out to OK for having a kid ready, Kip ready. I'm not quite sure, but hey, feel free to ask us a question on real estate if you have anything. Thanks for stopping by. But yeah, and then you can start working on the outside to get that ready because again, curb appeal is very important because that's usually the first thing that people see when they come to check out. All right, and Glenn left. Thanks for coming by. And I don't know if that was technically a bomb. I don't know. I guess not. Like the Zoom bombs when they started,
Yeah.
those were fun. So yeah, getting the outside done and ready to go. And then, making sure you have professional photos done and all those people that you're going to have to hire if your realtor doesn't do the photos or have somebody within his team that does the photos on a regular basis, you're going to have those people all get backed up and not be able to schedule them in a timely manner. So start planning ahead of time as opposed to waiting to the last minute. So I'd really start talking to a realtor like ourselves, preferably, or anybody that you're comfortable with in order to start getting your home ready for the spring market. You have any thoughts on getting ready for the spring market or anything like that, or
Well, I mean, if
waiting
you're
or
thinking of selling your home in the spring, even the summer, now would be a good time to interview with a handful of agents, see who you work well together with and connect with. You want to make sure that that relationship is comfortable before you get started on anything else. Any questions you have, and you can contact any agent for questions. It doesn't mean that you have to write a contract with them, but getting all the information and knowing the gist of getting your house ready is important.
yes. And here's something I just thought of. So I was looking, there's a couple of different Facebook groups that I'm in that I post on regularly and try to help out other people. And somebody had just, I want to say it was either the Tallinn board or maybe the Windsor board. And they had just recently, all right. Thanks, Glenn. I'm not quite sure what that has to do with real estate, but hey, thanks for coming back on. So somebody had said, "Hey, I just bought a house, moved into the area. Where's a good place?" I think they were either looking for like Italian or Chinese or something like that. And I was like, "Geez, your real estate. Like, here's some places, but your real estate agent really should be the one to tell you where things are in the area." Like when I'm working with people that are coming up from New York or Jersey or other places, and they are new to the area, not only do we go out to at least one meal together, hopefully, whether it's a dinner or something after, we're just looking at houses or what have you, but it's also, hey, here's a bunch of good places to go to. All right, so what are you into? Okay, well, I like pub food. Okay, great. Here are some bars you can go to. They have music on the weekends. They've got decent food. I think as a realtor, we get a bad rap on a regular basis. I think we're like one step above the lawyer that chases ambulances for a living. Because I don't know, a lot of people, you know, I just don't think they look at us very highly sometimes. And I think that's because a lot of agents, whether they're newer or older, a lot of them have that commission breath where all they're looking at is the commission. They're not looking at the people and the situation, the families that they're helping and things like that. So I think being able to let them know what's going on in the area. Here's things you can do. This is where the library is at. This is,
The school
the schools, the
systems.
parks, the trails. Okay, you like to do outdoorsy stuff. Or do you like kayaking? Here's, some great spots along Willamette River to go kayaking or what
And
have you.
hiking and fishing.
Yeah, and all that stuff. So
It's good to scout out the area that either your client is looking in or that you have a listing in. So that way you can provide all that information, even in your listing details, because a lot of people want to know that.
yeah, like, I think anybody can sell four walls and a roof, but it's really selling the community and what there is available out there.
I've
So,
had a handful of clients ask me lately if I could find them a property that's set back from the road, scenic, quiet, um, big plot of land or a little plot of land and a big house. It's specific things. And I always ask for those. When I get together with a client, the first thing I ask them is, what is your wish list? What is it you're looking for? What style of home would you like? Do you want a yard? Do you want a fenced in area? Do you want a pool? Do you want a family friendly neighborhood? Do you want to live in a community? It's, you got to find out all that information to help them find the home that they're looking for in the town they're looking for.
Yeah, that is important to ask all those questions. And hey, our second viewer, thanks for coming in. I think we've had a few come in so far today. Definitely like and subscribe to the channel. We do have a lot of stuff related to Connecticut, buying and selling and investing and everything that goes on around here. And we are going to start doing these streams a lot more. I think I'll actually record it as we're doing it. We'll just turn that into a podcast instead of doing separate things. That might be a lot easier.
Once the weather gets nicer, we can do things outside too.
Yeah, that would be nice too. Yeah, we're supposed to get like 4 to 7 inches of snow here in New England, so in Connecticut anyways. But yeah, there's a lot to it. And I think the biggest challenge right now for people buying homes is that there aren't any. And I think the biggest challenge for people selling homes is they don't know where they're going to go once they sell. So it's kind of would that be a catch-22? I think so. Yeah, right.
A little bit.
Yeah. So yeah, it is a, if you are thinking of selling, it's a great time just because, there's still a large buyer pool here in Connecticut and, you're still going to get top dollar for your home. The market is changing. Things are sitting a little bit longer. It was 40 days longer, I think, from yesterday, or 27 days longer on market, something like that. I don't know if you still have it, but
yeah, average days on market for the month of December was 27, which is up from November. I think it's up about 6 from November.
Yeah, so it is sitting a little bit longer. Hey, we've got 3 people on our live today, so feel free to type in a question if you have anything. Back down to 2. If you have anything regarding real estate, be more than happy to answer it for you. But
yeah, I mean, even after this live podcast, our contact information is attached. All you have to do is email us, text message us, call us. We'll get right back to you.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll definitely answer any questions you have. So like I had and it's fun doing YouTube stuff because I'll get random text messages. Like I got one the other day, like, hey, is this Aaron Bowman? And I'm like, yeah, and the guy was like, hey, I'm looking for a house in Connecticut. And I got to pull a text message up. Basically, he was looking for something with some history. And I've never been asked this before, but he's looking for something that was built between the 17 and 1800s and that has some
hopefully haunted
and has some history to it. So I was like, okay, cool. I have one haunted house that I know of in our family, but I'm like, it's not something you have to disclose if your house is haunted when you're selling. So it's hard. It's going to be hard, but we'll give it our good old college try to see if we can find something.
I mean, people that have their homes on the market, it's an older home. You can always ask, because there are people out there that really do like the history of a home and everything that comes with it.
That is true. And I haven't had a Green Mountain coffee in forever. And I really just didn't want to go to Dunkin' anymore because I don't know.
At the Tolland Market right down
there.
Yeah,
I stopped at the Tolland Market and it was actually, the best $1.40 I ever spent for gas station coffee. I'm not a gas station coffee person, but it does the fix in a pinch. So, yeah. Oh, and I had to wait forever because the guy in front of me was buying so many lottery tickets. And I'm like, good Lord. And he's like, oh, well, didn't win the Powerball, so I still got to go to work. I'm like, okay, just trying to go get a YouTube live video going here, get my coffee. But hey, second person on, thanks for stopping by. Feel free to ask any questions in the chat. We'll answer them for you. We'll be on for a few more minutes here, and then we have to get back to regular real estate work. But this was fun. We should have definitely recorded this. Well, I can always pull the audio from this and put it up on the podcast. So I'm trying to think, I think our next one we should do in a couple days. We could even do like a Zoom.
We could do a Zoom.
And then do it.
I think we should do something like once a week.
Yeah. Do like a Zoom and then we could feed that right to the old YouTube.
Yeah.
And go from there. But yeah, I think next one, if you want, leave us a comment, even if you're watching the replay of this, of what you would like to see us talk about or go over.
If you would like us to see us do something even silly. I think people are too more.
No, I'm not doing anything silly.
Too many people are uptight.
I'm wearing a sweatshirt and jeans. I am far from uptight. But yeah, no, we're not doing anything silly. No pranks on our wives or husbands or anything like that. And yeah, we're going to keep it to real estate for the most part.
That's what I meant. Real estate, but fun real estate.
Oh, fun real estate.
Yes.
Like a closing? Like record a closing?
Yes.
Maybe.
I actually did record a closing, and I'll see if I can get their permission to post it. But it was a first-time home buyer. She was so excited.
Which one was this?
My client in Enfield.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Should have bought the house I have listed in Enfield, but that's okay.
This was a unique transaction because she was deployed. So
Oh,
we did
yeah,
everything
yeah.
overseas,
I remember that.
over Zoom and FaceTime calls, and the fact that she was able to get released to come home. I think it was 2 days before signing, because we were originally going to do a live signing.
Yeah.
Because she had to get a power of attorney to sign for her for not physically being here. But again, we got a surprise, and she was able to come home 2 days before closing, and we recorded the whole closing.
That is pretty cool. So that's something above and beyond what normal real estate agents do, I guess. And you see Jada back there. She's about to take a little nap, I think. Finally, thank God. There we go. So yeah, we'll do something. I think we should get Shayna on here. That's
We should
that's
get
our
Shayna
attorney
on
we
here.
use a lot. And then
And Shayna was in that closing. She did that closing, for my client that came home from overseas. So
yeah,
it was a lot of fun. It was chilly because we had to do it outside because of COVID. But
yeah,
it
a lot
was
of
still
parking
fun.
lot closings over the last 2 years.
Yes, Shayna especially has done a lot of parking lot closings.
Yeah.
She's really
Sounds
good at what
dirty.
she does. She's really good at what she does. She gives all the details, very informative. Nothing is left. No one walks away with questions when you do a closing with Shayna. And I think Jason is a huge part of our closings as well, especially for all of my clients.
Yeah. Hey, Monique, thanks for stopping by. She is actually a new real estate agent with EXP.
Really?
Yeah, we are actually going to be talking later tonight. I'm going to be her mentor for her first 3 transactions.
Very nice.
Yeah, so welcome to the EXP family. Not that we all drink the Kool-Aid like some do, but it is a great company to work for, and they have a lot to offer. And I'll just leave it at that. If you'd like to switch your brokerage to EXP, please reach out and let us know. But yeah, so you know what? We'll have to get Monique on here too, because we talked last night a little bit, and she's not a very big social media person. So she will be. Just like Jen, she was very uncomfortable at first, and she loves it when I put that out there.
We really should get Howie down here. He loves talking.
Yes, he does. Yeah, but we should do Shayna, Mark. Who's the guy you use for Movement Mortgage? Jason. We should get Mark and Jason. There'll probably be drinks involved with that one, though. No, they're drinkers. We all are. Stress. But all right, so we are at 32 minutes here live, and telling all my business. Yeah, a little bit, Monique. Sorry, just a tad. But and we'll talk tonight. You can yell at me later. But thanks for everybody for the few that had jumped on here and checked us out. We will be doing this more often, and then we'll also be uploading the audio to the podcast, Living in Connecticut. So
feel free to send us ideas of what you want us to hear us talk about, or do live Q&A again. We want to have fun with this. We want to pull everybody in that we can. So
yeah, and it's a great way to ask questions without feeling any pressure by talking to a real estate agent or anybody like that. So if you have
no pressure to sign a contract, ask what you need to ask, get the knowledge that you need to know to buy or sell a home.
Yeah,
it's always helpful.
It's because we get comments left in our videos like, can you tell me a little bit more about the CHAFA program or HUD homes and
USDA loans,
USDA stuff? Oh yeah, we should go over like HUD purchases. That's always a big one because there's a lot of people that want to get into investing and flipping HUD houses. So that one I know has got a lot of traction to it, that video. But yeah, we're gonna get going here because we got actual work to do. Not that this isn't work, this is fun, and finally get to use some of the equipment we have, other than just talking head videos. But thank you all for coming and checking us out, and we will see you on the next live episode.